Shabbat Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles. Now, I'm gonna go into this here, and just wait for a little second, and then I'll go into it. Now, so you had a blackout or a major outage, power outage, that's just happened yesterday. I was gonna do this yesterday, but the Spirit's making me do it today. And the funny thing is I found a couple of different extra articles that are basically contradicting the first article that I got shown. So this just proves that when this stuff goes down, that they ain't gonna have any answers for you, man. It's all set up. It proves it's all set up. So I'm gonna read through this stuff, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Now, we all know that let's say the mainstream news and the BBC and all that. I mean, the BBC is that's one of the most controlled news networks you're gonna get, hands down. I mean, there's so many different examples of that. Now, you had these outages that's happened on the Shetland Isles, right? And what I'm gonna do, I sort something out on that after, but you know what? Let's go into it. Let's read what's going on here. It says major outage leaves island without internet and phone access. Engineers are working to fix the issue after police revealed that the Shetland Isles had suffered a complex outrage. Right? So it says a major outage on the Shetland Isles has left phones, internet, and computers not usable. And like we said, you need your phone, and you use that for pretty much everything. Now those places are remote, so they live a bit different on those isles, but people still use the internet and all that, or your phones and stuff like that. But they've locked off certain stuff out there. So it says officers revealed on Thursday morning that the Isle suffered a complete outage, which has affected its connection to the main line. This has left residents unable to use phones, internet, and computers, man. Police confirm that engineers are working on the issue and will provide more information when possible. Engineers are working to fix and a complete, so it's repeating itself. I don't know, it's bloody repeating the information here. So there you go. So now when you go further down, it says, because it keeps repeating the same information, it says it comes after a recent warning from Shetland Council suggested that a combination of older, lower quality housing, rising energy bills, and extreme cold will leave 96% of households on the island in fuel poverty, right? So the population is 23,000. So that's what's going on. Now let's go and look at another article on the same thing. Now here they said they didn't know what the issue was. They didn't really tell you much. Island news, right? So let's go here. Let's go to this one. This one is the Telegraph, like a business paper and all that, politics. So he says Shetland cut off from mainland after undersea cable damaged. Police declared major incident as phone lines and internet connections go down across Scottish Island, right? So your grid, certain aspects of your grid. It says a damaged subsea cable has cut off communication to Shetland completely. Police have said they're working to fix the complete outage on the island, affecting its connection to the mainland, and declared the situation a major incident. Phones, internet are not currently usable on the island. Officers are patrolling to try and reassure those living there. Repairs to another cable link in Shetland and Faroe are also ongoing after this cable was damaged last week. Now let me go to the first. I'm gonna go back to that. Let me go to the first one, and we're gonna see something here. So this article. No, I hadn't actually read this. Let me just go back. I just read the title, but so it might not be. Let's see if it's gonna line up with what I'm looking at here. The point still stands, but let's see. Shetland is completely cut off from mainland as phones, internet, and computers are hit by blackout after subsea cable is cut weeks after mysterious underwater Nord Stream explosion. So on the Daily Mail, they're quoting the Nord Stream thing. So let's go down. Let's see why they've done that. Let's see if there's a reason why they're going to be mentioning Russia and all of this. People are being warned not to try and make non-urgent calls and to check on elderly or vulnerable neighbours as assistant alarms may not be working. Repairs to another cable connecting Shetland and Faroe, I don't know if I'm saying that right, are ongoing after it was damaged last week. Engineers are working to restore services or divert them by other routes as the cause of today's blackout is yet to be confirmed, with extra resources being sent to Shetland as Police Scotland tries to ensure the public can access emergency services. So they're saying they don't know why the blackout's happening, while saying that you've got cables that are going down. So now and then they hint into this. It says this comes after a top military man warned in January that Russian sabotage could wreck undersea cables that supply internet and 10 trillion of financial deals a day. So they're blaming or hinting Russia, Ukraine, and that's all they keep doing over here on the news in England. Everything that happens, it's Russia's war in Ukraine. Everything, the food shortage, this blackout here. Even though they were saying that there was damaged cables up there and it's been going on before that, they're still saying or hinting on it's got something to do with Russia, Ukraine. It says then weeks ago, senior politicians, the French chiefs and experts warned Europe's critical infrastructure is now at risk after the Nord Stream gas pipes were blown up in an attack widely thought to have been orchestrated by the Russians. So the point is this. Anything that's going to happen out here, they're going to be, they can blame it on Russia. And this is why the scripture says, never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so does his wickedness. And remember, the scripture says that they shoot in secret at the perfect, man. They sit down and have council meetings on how to bring in a new world order and blame stuff on other things so you can accept it, man. And it's, everything's been, you had the Mad Dog 2020 that messed up the economy and all that, the lockdowns, businesses all shutting off, going out of business. Then you got this war, Russia, Ukraine, and then you've also got oh damn, it slipped my mind, man, what I was gonna say. Damn, it slipped my mind. But those two things, the politics happening in England, that was the other thing. The chaos going on in the UK government. You just had what's her name, Liz Truss. She just stepped down, but she met I forget these titles of these individuals, man. There's a certain individual that met her in the day, then at the night she resigned. So you see, people are told what they gotta do. Because she had a meeting with him, and then right after she had that meeting, she stepped down. So planned chaos in the government is what's going on right now. They call it order of chaos, don't they? So that's what's going on. Now I've got more to say on that, but what I'm gonna do here, let's read on. I got something else I got something else on this. Let's carry on. The MP for Orkney and Shetlands, Alistair Carmichael, told Mail Online, "We don't know the cause yet. These things have happened in the past with catastrophic effect. It is not unknown, and it is usually because a traveller picks up on the line on the seabed and pulls it up and breaks it." So you got that, but then they're hinting on, I mean, what's that got to do with Russia and Ukraine? So let's let's read on. It says this has been known to happen in the past, but at the moment they're pretty well focused on finding out exactly where it is broken and getting whatever you need to get it fixed. While he said the priority was fixing the issue, that resilience would also need to be looked at in the future. He says this is kind of the order of things. Mr. Carmichael said, get it fixed, find out how it broke, and then think about what you need to do to make sure it doesn't happen again in the future. Asked if the damage could have been caused by the Russians in retaliation for the UK's support for Ukraine during the country's war with Putin's army, Mr. Carmichael said that had not been ruled out and was very much on people's minds. So this is what they want you to. This is what they want you to believe, and this is going to be coming down from mainly England and the Parliament. They're going to be pushing that because a lot of those individuals are working for the WEF, they're working for the WHO, and they're in the Bilderberg meetings and all of that. They attend the meetings and all of that, man. So they come and push the agendas through the parliaments, and not to mention that the UK and the Parliament, and England Parliament mainly, is definitely highly involved with this agendas of the occult of these international banking families, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, man. You know, that City of London is the, you know, they got Rothschilds banks, private banks, they're personal banks, and all their business and all that, man. In all the banks anyway, all owned by the Rothschilds, and that's the financial side of this new world order, man. The three unclean frogs. So they're pushing heavy from that region, their agendas, man. So that goes in hand with the philosophies and everything that they want in. So I could have got all these scriptures, but I'm just kind of quoting it, you know, so we can, you know, I'll read them. I'll read some of them. It says, Mr. Carmichael added that it was too early to say with any certainty what was behind the damage, and the Russian interference could not be ruled out. He said, "You're not the first person to ask me that. I have no reason to believe that this is the case. And as I say, we have known this kind of thing to happen before." So they want him to believe that. He's over there on a remote island in Scotland here, and I guarantee you it's being pushed by certain individuals that, because they're all on the British paper, the English papers, let's say. They're the first thing they're going running to is saying it's Ukraine, Russia, or just say Russia. But as you seen on the other reports, especially the islands, when they wasn't saying that. So this just shows you how and what's going on and where the agenda that they want you to believe, man. But the point is that all of their connections is out, and this is how easy it's done. This is how easy it's done, man. Now I'm gonna get another article here, and I might go back to that just to show you something else. Let's go somewhere. Let's go back to this. Now I did a live on this the other day, and there's a part in this I want to read. They were talking about, remember this one, BBC prepares secret scripts for possible use in winter blackouts, and they were saying you're gonna have blackouts for days, so they've already got the scripts prepared. I'll read this part again. The script seen by The Guardian set out how the corporation would reassure the public in the event that a major loss of power causes mobile networks, internet access, banking systems or traffic lights to fail across England. So I did this about 2 days ago, then the next day, yesterday, there was a straight out power outage. So you know that's controlled. So they're telling you what's going to happen and they already started it. They've started it, man. And you know, it's going to be all over the UK. I mean, there was a power outage down there in London. One of the brothers had told me. This was like a couple of weeks back. You know, I don't know if it was a couple of months, but I know it was a couple of weeks. Could have been a couple of months. 1 or 2 months. I don't, you know. But there was in a certain area in London, there was a blackout, man. So these things are happening. Now I wanted to get this part here because it mentions these Scottish islands are small ones and that. So it's going down, and you could say that was a trial run. Check this. It says one scenario used in some of the scripts assumes that mains electricity is available in only a few lightly populated parts of Scotland, the Western Isles, Orkney and Shetland, and so some parts of the Highlands. So in this script, they're saying that one of the scenarios is that the only place still left with electric is those remote islands, the Western Isles, Orkney and Shetland. Now, as I said that, the next day, power goes out in one of these islands. The next day, power goes out in one of these isles, man. The next day, man. So how in the F can you trust Esau Edom? He's going to shut all this shit down because it's the devil that the scripture speaks of. And that's who, he can't do nothing but do that. Here is a saying that one of the scenarios was, oh, maybe not. Or maybe, no, in those islands, there was going to be power. Well, the next day, right after that, there's no power up there. Man, let me get a scripture on that, man. This is what you can't, this is what we said. You can't trust Esau Edom, man. He's going to tell you whatever. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. Now, I remember in that live, I was shown in the same article, they were contradicting themselves. They were saying, oh, the power is going to only go out for 2 hours. But then at the top of the article, they were saying, no, this is going to go on for days. And then at the bottom of it, they're saying, oh, well, we don't believe it's even going to happen. So what the hell's the point of the whole article then, man? You got scripts prepared for the whole grid going down in the whole of the UK. To you people, a lot of you, man, you trust in this government, and especially you people, a lot of you people over here in England, you're stupid, man. You believe in your fucking governments, man. This is crazy, man. Okay, let me get something else out here, and then you know, because this is just crazy, man. This is just crazy. Psalm 64 and 1. We'll start from 2. We'll start from 1. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So they whet their tongue like a sword, man. They're lying, and it's warfare. But they you know, they're lying and they're coming acting like they're humble as sheep, man. So forces that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. You don't even know why this is going on. It's planned outages, and you're thinking, well, oh, is it, you know, is it Russia? Did they do it? Hell no. Hell no, man. And this grid, you talk about this grid, man. Just watch some videos on the grid. They control that grid, man. They're going to shut down that grid. Russia is not going to shut down the grid. And they got you believing this stuff. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They commune. Let's get that word, commune. So they encourage themselves in doing this. So they're up for it. They're not sitting there, oh man, I shouldn't be. No. What was that? Sapar. To count, recount, relate, to number, take account of, reckon, to be counted, to be numbered, to recount, rehearse, declare, rehearse, to talk. All right. Notice it says rehearse. And you know what, they do drills as well. They do drills, drills, think tanks. They do all of that, and they'll do scenarios, worst case scenarios. You know, how are the people going to react? Test runs, all of that. You got Jade Helm, you got this and that, you got all this stuff, man. There was a matter of fact, when the lockdowns was happening, they were actually doing military drills before that and while it was going on, all around the UK. There was in certain parts of the country doing these drills. Look at this, the brutal reality of martial law. And they were doing this stuff, man. There was out there in what was it, the Peak District and that, and later the Peak District in the mountains. The army was out there doing all these drills, man. Parachuting, whatever drills they were doing for a martial law scenario. And so they all prepped up, and I was on the motorway, and I had seen foreign troops, man. It was a convoy of armies, and guess what? They were from all over the world. Belgium, you seen the flags on them. You seen the, on their uniform. Belgium. There were some other countries I can't even remember. NATO troops. So this is what's going on, man. This is the brutality of martial law, how it works and what happens. The government is reportedly examining the possibility of martial law if food and medical shortages spark civil disobedience and rioting following a no Brexit deal. So even from the no Brexit, they was already preparing for worst case scenarios. Think tanks, what can happen, how the people going to react. So all of this is, you did the lockdowns, throw all that in there. So there is going to be civil unrest. But, sometimes it's like they've got the people so docile, it doesn't even, they're trying to get people riled up and it's not even working. Because they've got people so bogged out as it is. All this dumbing down that they've been doing on the people. So you're going to start seeing the medical and food shortages happening as a result of all this that they're saying. Brexit, war in Ukraine, lockdowns, which is all planned. And that's going to cause these riots and all of that. Because you're already seeing the shortages of stuff in the food. And you know what? No one's really even fucking protesting. And you know what? People were mad at the government in right now. You got the Conservatives and that. Because of the tax cuts and this and this and that. But she's got out of there now. And we're going to see who's going to come in next. And people want the one in the Labour Party. But, whichever side of the fence it goes, all of these different parties are working for the same agenda. Because, they're all going to push lockdowns. They're all going to push, when the lockdown happened, you didn't see too many leaders that in the world that wasn't up for that. Why is that? Why is that, man? When it comes to the major actual agendas, you don't see too many of these leaders coming against that. Brexit planners and Brexit's in the scriptures, man. because you got countries like you got this Spain, and I ain't been Spain. Not that I know of, man. You know, so travel like when I was younger, man. You forget places where you gone, but you know, over there that it's more of a poorer country than certain countries. You got Greece, Spain, poorer countries, but they're more laid back because of that. You know, and you got something called, I think it's a siesta over there, where people just everybody just chills. You know, obviously all these governments and countries is oppressing people, man. And people are poor, so people are, because when you seen there was a lot of people protesting in Spain against them lockdowns, man. Some of them European countries, they were going at it. It says an emergency plan being drawn up would see sweeping powers. Sweeping powers. The enemy shall come in as a flood. This is like biblical terminology, man. Sweeping powers. Exercised under the Civil Contingencies Act if there is unrest such as rioting, according to reports. So you got what the civil, look that act up, the Civil Contingencies Act. So you've got sweeping powers that are exercised under that act, and there's other acts that they got. Let's look this up. So I'm taking it this a lot of stuff. This actually goes into a lot of stuff. The Civil Contingencies Act 2004 is an act of Parliament of the UK that makes provision about civil contingencies. It also replaces former civil defence and emergency powers legislation of the 20th century. And that's another thing that you notice what they keep doing in England is updating certain acts that they got in and replacing it with others. They've done that with a couple of things. I think they've even there's a Human Rights Act that's replaced another one. I think it's either the Human Rights Act's coming, but they've replaced the Human Rights Act with another act, or they replace the other act with the Human Rights Act, which is the same act, but they just update stuff. And this goes into how now, you got the Irish traveller community and all of that. They're oppressing them by the fact that they won't be able to park anywhere on the land. They wouldn't be able to seize their caravans and all of that and lock them up and put them in jail. So this is what's going on. Usually they got, you're not really allowed to park on it outside anywhere in England, man. Any grass, green. This is how controlled the place is. And let's say England, you can't do that. When you're not allowed to camp anywhere, man, in England. But let's say in Scotland, you're allowed to do that. So it just shows you, the closer you are to the spider's web to the city of London, the more tighter the legislation is. To that frog, man. But they got acts in now. Usually you got other rights. You got EU laws that under EU laws you got more rights and but they're trying to do away with some of that. They're trying to override that with extra acts. So you had, pretty much they would just say, okay, you move on from this land now. Now they're getting it in where, because that's what they would do. They'll just move on onto a different patch because they live nomadic. It's in the culture. So then what they're doing now is saying, well, we're going to seize your caravans and lock you up. So this is what's going on out here. .gov.uk, preparation and planning for emergencies, responsibilities of result under this. And I'm going to look this up. I'm going to go more into this one, probably do a video on it, because there's quite a lot of acts out there. But under this one, they got martial law contingencies in it. for different types of emergencies and all that. So you'd have to do, go into it and have a look at it, and then that would give you some information there. So let's carry on. So I'm gonna check this. It says a source told the Sunday Times that planners were using the disruption caused by the volcanic ash in Iceland during 2010 as a model for possible disorder. But it says, but the source warned there is nothing that can replicate the scale of chaos threatened by a no Brexit deal, which would be about 1,000 times worse than the volcanic ash cloud crisis. A no deal Brexit now. I think they got Brexit and they got some kind of deal on it. But now people are starting to see it was all planned chaos to destroy the pound and all that, and destroy the UK pound. So then now they can bring in what they're calling a digital currency. And I did a video where another individual was saying how if we don't get in this digital pound, let's type that in. If we don't get in this digital pound, yeah, it's come up right up a week ago. Check this. So this is how you know it's all planned anyway. Let's check this. Britain cannot sit out digital pound indefinitely, says city minister, right? So this city minister says this. He goes and says, Britain's financial services minister said on Tuesday that a lengthy delay in issuing the digital pound would create problems for finance and the economy. So he's saying that if they don't get this digital pound in, there's going to be delaying this. Not if we don't get it, because he said delaying getting it in, so that means they're getting it in. He's saying delaying getting in this digital pound is going to create problems for their finance and the economy. So that proves that everything that's going on, the turmoil in the government with Conservatives stepping down and this and that. We've had, what is it? You've had 2-3 prime ministers in less than a year. And when you watch European news and different news, they're like, because it's basically England supposed to be, it's embarrassing. All this pomp. And now people are looking at them now, what they're going to do. This is, it's embarrassing. People kind of chuckling, but, this just shows you what's going on. The Lord's bringing everything down. The pomp, the pride, this ain't making Esau look good. Esau's bogged out. You think this is making you look good, man? This ain't making none of you look good. The elites, none of you. Isaiah 14:11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave. The noise of thy vowels, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. So we've seen America looking stupid, man. You got a president in there, people are like, man, this dude shouldn't even be in there. He's looking crazy out there. But then on top of that, you got the UK, he's all messed up with this pound. And like I said, this doesn't make the elite banking families look good, man. It makes you look stupid. Because this is your kingdom. Your kingdom's going down. The kingdom that's going down is your kingdom, man. You ain't bringing our kingdom. You ain't bringing our kingdom down. It's your own kingdom. And all these people that think they're gonna save you, like Vocab Malone and all that, you lunatics, man. Amalek's going down. The whole system's crumbling, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it, man. You ain't gonna save it. You ain't gonna save no international bankers, no Amalekites, or anybody that's paying you off. You ain't saving them people, man. Mark 3:24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So is this kingdom going to stand? Hell no. This kingdom is not going to stand, man. You know, the fact that Russia's going at Ukraine, the fact that Britain's pulled out of the EU, or we're going to do our own thing. You're not going to resurrect the British Empire, man. That's stupid. You had to get a deal and all that, and it's causing all sorts of stuff going on in England, and divisions even within England. People that was for Brexit and people that wasn't for Brexit. In Scotland, they want to pull out of being in part of the UK. They don't even want to deal with England in the Parliament, man. And these politicians and all that, which they're trying to do their own thing. Then you got Ireland over there. They're supporting Syria rather than supporting the Britain and England and Amalek over there, and Israel. So this is all divisions, man. And there's more even divisions we haven't even mentioned on top of that. Matter of fact, when the Brexit thing happened, that you had countries that Europe was really mad at England for that. So it's all divided, man. And it ain't gonna come back together. The kingdom's going down. Let's get and you know I was gonna do this video short, man, but hey, man, no way. The spirit, it's kicked in, and that's just what it is, man. Let's get some of this in Daniel's. So Daniel's goes into the kingdoms. Head of gold and all this. But I'm gonna go and focus on Daniel's 2 and 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdue all things, and as iron that breaketh all things, it shall break in pieces and bruise. Roman Empire. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part is clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. And that's definitely talking about this reincarnation of this Roman Empire. That's all just split up right now. That's what you're seeing on the news, the politics, this Brexit or this and this and this. It's a joke. Like I said, this is prophecy, man. You elites are not in control of anything. The Most High is controlling you, and it tells you that in Daniel's, I think 4:17. Anyway, it tells you in Daniel's exactly what's going on here. Daniel's 2:40. Want to read it again? And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part is clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it the strength of iron, for as much as thou mixest the iron with miry clay. So you had some countries are stronger than others. But just to show you the power of the Most High, man, now you got the pound all crumbling. So everything's crumbling, man. Those countries that are supposed to be the strong countries to help out the ones that, like Spain, Greece, and all them countries, now, and that shows you that, the pound is supposed as a strong currency across the world. And look at what's going on with it. In Europe. Look at it. So that's how we know what's going on with this banking system and this digital currency is what they're saying is the solution for all this chaos that's going on. And as the toes of feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And they're all messed up, man, and nothing ain't getting resolved. All we're seeing is more divisions, man, and more chaos in the economy. So if you can't see this as the end times, man, you're bogged the hell out. You're bogged out, man. Come on, man. You know the times that you're in. Scriptures talks about the signs of the times, man. This ain't the times for partying. We're in the end times, man. Jake still wanna have it. It's an Israelite party and all that. There's a song I think it's an Israelite party. It's an Israelite and all that. Come on, raising the roof. Drinking dark rum and all that. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You still trying to live that American dream in Babylon. What's wrong with you fucking niggas, man? I'm just gonna come out raw with it, man. It's a joke. Economy, food shortage, script prophecies on famines and all of that. And you sitting up there talking about having an Israelite party and all of that. Doing the what was that dance, man? Not the electric slide. When you had that dance from Cameo Candy, that famous Jake dancing that they have at every damn Jake wedding all over I know the damn sure doing England, America, and in the Caribbean and all that. And to do the Cameo get together, you know. That come on, man, we ain't in that time, man. And we ain't ever been in that time because this is captivity. The prophets have been out there, man. Apostles, elders, the high, the King Marshall, which is we believe in the spirits, King David, Abba Bivens, which we believe is Elijah, Yahiquab, all these top men. And down, High Priest Ariah, and apostles, elders that are teaching right now. So the words out there, the prophet, you just ain't hearing the truth. You just ain't listening to what's being said, man. But guess what? It tells you in Matthews, man, that we shall pipe unto you, but you have not mourned, man. So you rather do the electric slide. Well, guess what? We're gonna be partying, but we're gonna be partying in the kingdom, man. We're gonna be all powerful. We're gonna be stoic. We're gonna be spiritual. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna be having these base low level parties. We're gonna be on a different level, man. Daniel's 2:44, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So this is where we're at in prophecy. We're not at the head of gold. We're at the end of this. We're at the toes, man. We're at the end of this. So that's a beautiful thing. This is where we're at right now, bro. Facts, man. We're at the end of this. We're at them toes, man. So everything's in the. And you know what? I'm trying to find a video. I went to Belgium with a brother, the brother from one of the brothers in the camp, and we did a video up there. And I'm gonna try and Lord willing, I can get a laptop so I can extract that file because I think it's on one of my old broken laptops, man. I'll put that up there. We went to the EU building, Commission building, man. And we did a video up there, and then we did a video. We tried to get to NATO and all that, but you can't get near that building, man. We went up there and they pulled out them guns, and you can't even walk near the building. That's how much people, top officials are at the building. But we were just gonna, have a look. You can't even have a look. And driving up there, it's like this mad highway, so you can't even get up there, man. We was on the path sidewalk. We wasn't even near it, and we had people coming out with straps. So, and they weren't even really talking too much, man. Just going, no, no, no. So, these prophets in these visions, it's in these places. This is real. And the building, look, he had an aura about it, man. Satan seats. You could see it, man. The aura. You looked at the building. The air look. Like if you were what, the air looked blurry and all that, man. I mean, that's what it looked like to me, anyway. It says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. That's the power of the kingdom. These nations, man, everyone's going to have to bow to the Yahweh Shai, and you're going to know. See, right now, the Lord's got Esau in power. He's making him do his thing. But when we're doing our thing, man, you ain't even going to, it's going to be real power. You ain't going to be able to even, we're going to know what you're thinking. It's going to be a whole different dimension, man. Spiritual powers. Something that Esau has not been promised. He hasn't been promised spiritual powers. He got promised his technology, yeah? His miracles and revelations. And all of this different stuff that he's got. But he wasn't promised the spiritual powers that we were going to get. He's got his own spiritual powers, his technology. That's his thing. His gadgets, James Bond spirit. That's his spirit, man. But with our spirit, we're gonna be like the X-Men. So that's, what I'm saying? 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great power have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain and the interpretation thereof sure. So even back in the ancient world, man, these visions, look, it says, then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that he should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him. So these visions were powerful, man. In the ancient world, and men were more spiritual back then. They believed in, whether it be the multiple gods or all that, they were more spiritual. So, it would be like, God wars, basically, man. You got info wars. So that's why when the Lord showed his power, man, people were like, damn, you're the God of Israel, surely the God of Israel. The Egyptians did that. Nations feared the Israelites because of the power of the most, because they believed in their gods. But then you'd find out, the power of Israel, the power of the Most High, is way more powerful than all them other deities and gods, man. So that's why it says, then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer an obligation and sweet odors unto him. The king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth, it is your power, is the power of God's. So he's right there. I didn't even know it was going to say that. But when you read these scriptures, man, you know the spirit of the book. That's the truth. That's what the scripture says. The gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. There's many scriptures on that. In the ancient world, these different people, and they believed in multiple gods and stuff like that. And I was planning to do a lesson on this stuff. Like not recently. I've been planning to do lessons on these different gods, but the Spirit's making me bring it out here and now. But what I will do is I will try and line up a lesson like that. I'll try and put notes together. But I kind of just go in the spirit, man, with what I'm gonna do. Some, I just do anything. But I don't write notes or nothing like that. Like before I do it. Sometimes I do that, but I hardly do it. It says, the king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth, it is your power. Your God is a God of gods, and the Lord of kings, and the revealer of secrets. Seeing thou couldst reveal this secret. So guess what? Us prophets, we're seers. We're clairvoyants. We're clairaudience. You know what the word clairvoyant means? It means to see clear. It doesn't mean someone that gets out tarot cards. You don't mean that. A clairvoyant. Let me show you that, because we all know it means someone that can see clear. Clear. You got clear audience. You hear the voice of the Lord. Let's put in etymology. It's giving me Marvel characters. So Esau, we've got more vision than these warlocks and witches, man. They wasn't given all this that the prophets got seen, visions of kingdoms and all. They never got that. Clairvoyance, right? From French, clair. So it's a French word, clair, clear or clair, and voyance meaning vision, clear vision. I might do a vision of lesson on that. We've got clear vision. It says it's the magical ability to gain information about an object, person, location, or physical event through extrasensory perception. Well, that's the Most High tapping on the mind, pineal gland of the men of the Lord, man. They're giving them visions and making them understand dark sayings and parables. There's many scriptures on that. There's many scriptures on that, man. The gifts of prophecy and all of that. Let's get a quick precept just to back that up. You know, standard prophecy. This Amos 3:7, right? 1 second. It says, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So that's exactly what was going into here, man. So I'm not gonna go any more into that because that's an whole other topic. I'm gonna do, Lord willing, I'm gonna do another topic on clear vision, man, and prophecies and stuff like that. You know, but like I was gonna do this lesson short, man. I might do a short version of it, I might not. But we know what's going on with this grid, and you know, pretty much what they're doing is blackouts and all that is happening right now as we speak, man. They're happening right now and they're blaming it on different stuff, coming up with different stuff. So I'm not gonna read through all of this. So the shop down the road's only accepting cash because everything's out. Someone says it's pretty scary. So this is gonna be happening. So, you know, we're here. You know, this is why. You know, this could happen to anybody over here. It's gonna happen everywhere. But you know, let's say you're in the UK, and you could go get up tomorrow to do a video or something. And guess what? Your power's out. You got no internet. You can't do a video. So that's why you're supposed to get this word while you can get it, man. This is about hearing the word and getting sealed. A lot of yous are not. If you're messing about, man, this ain't the time for that. You got to hear this word and get sealed, man. Because this can just go out at any minute. Let me get a scripture on that, man. You know, and a lot of yous, you just wanna. I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of people out there that they want us to be like. They want us to go back down to Oxford Circus and, you know, get a 40-man camp. You know, and you know, have like a 30-40 people in the crowd. Well, we're in a time where they're going to be doing these blackouts and everything's going to get. How are you going to get the word then? Do you see us on the internet, man? You know, you want to see us out there, damn near wrestling people to the ground, getting in arguments and all that. Well, the Lord ain't even dealing with that spirit right now, man. You know, Oxford Circus was just what it was. It was a circus, man, full of clowns. And we condemn those people down there. And we shook the dust. If you go back down there now, they might do a short video on that. If you go back down there now, everything's boarded the fuck up. It's all boarded up, man. We ain't dealing with that place, man. This ain't a fucking show, a game. This ain't like a clown show. You go up there to be fucking entertained, man. You seen, or I don't, you might like certain people's, deliveries, or you might like, or that brother he gets mad, at people, or all this sort of stuff. Or someone's gonna come and start arguing with him, and they're gonna switch on them and all of that. The times have changed. You had the apostles, they were on 34th and 7th, man, and I've been there a couple of times, man. I've been up there a couple of times. I've been out there on a couple of camps up there on 34th and 7th, man. And the apostles ain't even up there anymore. 34th and 7th. Alf City. I got another video to do about Alf City, man. Your Apostle Tar did a video, get out of Alf City. These major grids. And guess what, man? I got a video to do on that, man. Lord willing, I can get it done one of these days, because there'll be so much different video and information you're watching. Amos 8 and 11, it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing of the words of the Lord," man. So it's like we said, you're going to want to hear the word, and then overnight, this can happen. You go log on YouTube, so, you might as well binge watch the videos right now. Binge watch the understanding, get the understanding. Because remember, man, all the Lord has to do is seal this word, and then seal the elect, and then everything's going down. Like, that's why it's just about pushing the word, man. Teaching the word. It's all about the elect hearing the word. You got some fucking lunatics out there. Oh, King David's here, and we're going to find out who he is. You're bugged out. The Lord ain't doing it like that. He ain't going to reset everything just for you. Because you fucking idiot, man. That dude, I can't. That dude is a clown. He's running his mouth on some videos and all of that, talking about, oh yeah, King David, we're gonna find out. The everything is done in decency and in order. The apostles' elders, who they are, we know they are. We know King Marshall is. The Lord weren't gonna make King David be just someone that, oh, you don't know, he's just some regular dude on the side, man. This is King David we're talking about, man. You heard the things that how highly the Most High talks about King David, but he's just some dude in a camp somewhere, on the side watching, or he's just standing there holding a sign. Come the fuck on, man. You're off your head, man. You bugged out. You bugged the fuck out, man. That dude is bugged out. That dude is fucking bugged out, man. And he's so proud. He's standing there with that stupid look on his face. He thinks he's onto something, and he's looking stupid as hell. And he's so proud. He thinks he's got that demonic smirk on his face. He really thinks he's onto something. That's how proud he is. He's feeling himself. Bug out, man. Anyway, so like we're saying here, basically, man, you're gonna have so just expect these power outages and things of that nature to be taking place, and pretty much it can happen, and it will happen at any time. So hey, the Lord's gonna start opening stuff up out here, man. He's doing it anyway. But you know, things are changing. So we're in that stage of the truth where you got Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble and all the other spiritual things that's about to go down, man. We're entering in that phase. You know what I'm saying? This is the phase that we're going into right now, man. You know, the Lord's opening up, man. Make these prophecies are speaking. You know, shall not lie, like the scripture says, it shall not lie. No, they ain't lying, man. You know what time we're in. You know, so I'm gonna close out. You know, yeah, I'm gonna close out on that, and you know, pretty much I'll catch you on the next video. Yeah. So you know, pretty much you know, with that I'm gonna say shalom. Shalom.